Motors Itauma has looked absolutely supersonic so far. There's no question about that. And I watched him in the amateurs a reasonable amount. Enrico Itauma, as he was known, European youth champion, world youth champion, was basically stopping everybody in the first round, and you could tell that all the noise around him was justified. And you'd hear the sparring stories, and I heard most of them before they kind of hit the absolute mainstream. You probably did too. And everybody says the same thing, which is this is somebody with a phenomenal amount of natural ability, and the sky is the limit. But there's an awful lot that needs to be done before you realise that kind of potential. And so far, he's done it all. He really has done it all. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be straightforward. And so far, he hasn't really been tested in that no one's really managed to hit him yet. And that will happen at some point. And until that happens, we don't really know how he will cope with it. People around him will say that they do know because they will have seen him in sparring, but sparring's big gloves and head guards. So there are plenty of questions still yet to be answered. And my hope is that Dillian Whyte will ask him a good few of them, and ask him some stern questions. I do feel like Itauma will win the fight, but the way that Dillian Whyte's been dismissed is quite interesting, because I know he didn't exactly look dynamite in his last fight, for example, but as you said, he's been places that Itauma hasn't been, and you can't question his grit. And it will work for him as well that he's being written off. I think it'll get on his nerves. I think it'll wind him up, and he'll get to Riyadh and he'll realise that he's really there to be part of the Itauma show. And that's another thing that Itauma has to handle. Although I think he will, because he's very grounded and level-headed. I've spent a bit of time around him, done a couple of streams with him on and stuff like that. And what does hit you about him is that he's got that rock solid confidence, a real confidence, where he doesn't feel the need to say loads. But it's not because he's shy or hasn't got anything to say. It's just because he feels that he knows boxing inside out, or kind of inside out already, because he's been doing it for such a long time. So I don't think that he's going to come unstuck against Dillian Whyte. But at the same time, if he beats Dillian Whyte, and let's say he beats him in style, then he deserves a lot of credit for it. People shouldn't say, oh, well, Dillian Whyte's this or that, and he's not any good anymore, or all that kind of thing. The reality is he's done what he's done. He's still got some ambition left. And Itauma is still, in heavyweight terms, a kid, isn't he?